at this DVD player. Like, when's the last time you saw a combination DVD VHS? It's warm in here. Aww!
I knew I had it and I thought about it just now in the bed.
Okay, cool. That was my grandmother. Let's get started. It is a trend in movies for women to suffer unspeakable violence so that the men in their lives can start their hero's journey. In Upgrade, Gray's wife is shot point blank in the chest and bleeds out on the sidewalk. Just eyes open, gasping for air. But it's okay because he kicks a bunch of ass and avenges her death, kind of. In Southpaw, Rachel McAdams' character, whose name I can't remember, is also shot in the stomach and dies begging for her life on the floor of a hotel lobby. But it's okay because her husband kicks a bunch of ass and kind of avenges her death by winning the big boxing match at the end. In Taken, this man's whole daughter is kidnapped, because I'm pretty sure she's 15, drugged, and sold into an Albanian sex trafficking ring. But it's okay, because he kicks a bunch of ass. But then in the second movie, his wife gets abducted and also sexually assaulted. And then they cut her neck open and hang her upside down to bleed out. But it's okay, because he kicks a bunch of ass. And then in the third movie, they just straight up kill his wife. But it's okay, because he kicks a bunch of ass. It happens a lot. Where do I start? First of all, it's violence against women as a plot device. Also, never acknowledges the weight of what happened to the woman. We just move on, like, oh, well, oopsies, she's dead, or oopsies, this terrible thing happened to her. If you look at the end of every Taken movie, there is no sign of any sort of trauma. At the end of the second one, where both women have gone through something incredibly traumatic, it ends with them in a diner drinking milkshakes, meeting her boyfriend. Ma'am, these events are also shown in gruesome detail. Also, there is a powerlessness to being the victim of violence, whether it be physical or sexual. The fact that women are then avenged by the men in proximity to them kind of echoes that same powerlessness. When I was 19, it was my first summer in New York, and I was on the subway, and a man from across the car pulled out his phone and started taking pictures of my chest. And it wasn't, I would have loved if it had been like, I wouldn't have loved it, but it would have been better than what he was doing, which was this. And I wanted to confront him, but I was paralyzed. I felt so powerless to do anything. In all of my fantasies going back to that moment, not one of them includes my brother finding out about this and taking the train down to New York, or my dad, finding out about this and taking the train down to New York and finding that guy. It doesn't involve any of the men in the car seeing what's happening and stepping up. It's always me avenging what happened to me. My vindication comes from and fills the hole of that powerlessness by my hand, my actions. I don't want to have no agency in the victimization and no agency in the retribution. I think you're all gonna know immediately what it is. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. I'll give you a second. Did you say the Twilight Saga Eclipse? You'd be right. You're right. It's the Twilight Saga Eclipse. Rosalie is on the sidewalk by her fiance and his friends and left for dead. If the movie followed the aforementioned pattern, Edward and Carlisle, Emmett wasn't with them yet, but Edward and Carlisle would have gone after this man and ripped him limb from limb and torn him to shreds. But it doesn't. Oh, no, no, no. Rosalie goes after them herself. This absolute queen tracks down him and his friends, kills all of his friends first so that he knows that she's coming, and then finds him drunk, whimpering in the corner of some motel room, kills the cops he has guarding him, and bursts into the room in a wedding dress. The supremacy of this moment. Her assault is not a plot device in another man's story. It is, unfortunately, a part of her own. We also don't see it in gruesome detail. The trauma of the event is given gravity. We don't forget about it in all of the cool punches. And Eclipse has a lot of cool punches. Battle scars. And then Rosalie gets her revenge. And in my expert opinion, the Twilight Saga does it right.